Hi folks, welcome to Tactics Zone, where hopefully we begin to explain a little bit of the how as well as the what and the why of what happens in games. A little bit different this one, we're going to look at the new Hibs manager, Nick Montgomery, and Hibs fans will be wondering what he's going to do to the team, what changes he's going to make. So we're going to have a look at what he did at Central Coast Mariners and see if that gives us a little bit of a clue as to what he might do possibly as early as this weekend at Rugby Park. Right, Montgomery at Central Coast was a 4-4-2 man. Didn't matter how big the game was. Sometimes he tweaked it, put a diamond in midfield, but this was his formation. Finals, league games, whatever it was, he went with this. You can see that means without the ball, they had this kind of two banks of four sitting up. Quite often they'd also get one of the strikers dropping back to act as a kind of disruptor in the opposition build-up. Going forward, look, they like to get plenty of touches in the box and catch defences off guard. I mean, if there's a progressive ball that's on, a chance to go break the lines, get the opposition on the back foot, the head coach, this guy, he wants his team to take those chances. Central Coast, they averaged over 2 goals a game. They were at top of most of the attacking charts, chance creation, things like that. And you can see why if you watch them. Without the ball now, there's something that Y-Scout use called challenge intensity, which is based on a whole number of different stats. But basically, it measures how hard a team works to get the ball back. And the Mariners were top of the rankings in that metric in the A-League last season, which was probably one of the reasons they ended up with one of the best defensive records in the division. You can see here, they've lined up almost laying a trap. That looks like a nice big bit of open space for the Melbourne City player to play into. But they're waiting for him. They turn it over. I think they get a chance or maybe even a goal from this clip. Also, high intensity. Montgomery's talked about that. His team's going to work. Look how many guys they've got round the ball here. They've got some poor sucker in a difficult position and they're not going to let him out. They're not going to let him find an easy path to escape. So, how does this apply to Hibs? Well, Lee Johnson used quite a few different formations in his time at Hibs, but never really a 4-4-2. I think, forgive me if I'm wrong, the stats showed maybe 5% of the time he used a 4-4-2, maybe late in a game chasing something. David Gray didn't go with that either in the weekend win over Aberdeen just before the international break. That kind of 4-2-3-1 variation on a 4-3-3 is really popular in the Scottish Premiership. We tend to overload midfields, so it's difficult to go up there with 2 midfielders against 3 all the time. But I think probably Montgomery knows starting positions are just starting positions, no more than that. So yes, they could line up like this at the weekend. You could go Jego and Nuo in the middle, Boyle, Yuan wide, Lafondre, Vente, maybe Doige up there. The players are, we don't know, it might be too early. It might be too early for him. At some point though, you would think that he will revert to his favourite type, his favourite formation, and that's what we'll see. I hope you've enjoyed Tactics Zone. Follow me on Twitter at Johnny the Greek to tell me where I got it wrong. And keep logging on for all the best football coverage.